I always told myself, Mama could raise a kid better than any babysitter. Hi. You come see me, did you? Mm-hmm. Thank you. You used to wouldn't hardly do that.
She talks about you like she likes you an awful lot, whether she acts like it or not when she's here.
I got tickled at her whenever Scott and him was here.
Mm-hmm.
That little girl come and hugged my neck and here she come. Before that, she wouldn't hardly do it.
Sometimes she needs a little motivation.
She's an Iowa.
So among my family, there's kind of an infamous description of me. It was once said, he sure loves to hear himself talk, doesn't he? Yeah, I guess that's kind of true, guys, because here I am, alone in a room, talking to a camera. Those words were said by my grandfather, and and today, we lost him. He passed away. It wasn't unexpected. It wasn't a surprise. It wasn't catching us off guard. We knew this day was coming. We all knew he was gonna be gone someday. And we all knew that day was gonna be sooner than later. But it still hurts. It still hurts so bad. God, it hurts so bad. My grandpa's name is Ray Derryberry. And yeah, that's his last name. It's a unique one, but it's his. And he was proud to be who he is and who he was. Grandpa was a very complex individual in his utter simplicity. On any given day, you would find him at his house in the country, southern Missouri. You'd find him in his bib overalls. If it was any day but Sunday, they'd be blue jean. And if it was Sunday, he wore his blue jean and white pinstripes. But they were always bib overalls. And in his pocket right here, he carried his glasses, his reading glasses. And it used to be that he carried a pocket watch. But as he got older, his vision wasn't what it used to be. And he He didn't find it as useful to have that pocket watch with him. But that was still part of him, his identity. But despite this simplicity of this man, he was so complex too. He was so complicated. He loved his home and his land and his space and his freedom and his quiet and his solitude. But he craved people being around. He loved his family. He loved us. He loved me. But he loved us. He loved us all. He always talked about everything. He always talked. He always wanted somebody to be there to talk to, the conversations to have, the person there. He loved he loved when people left because he got to have his solitude again. But he always missed us. And there was always something to worry about and always something to have to complain about that could be better. But the love he had and the joy his family brought him was immense. But he was ready to go. It was time. Grandpa had lived his life loving nobody more than his wife, Vera. Grandma was everything to him. Grandma was his everything. And she passed. And she left him here. And he just never got over it. He spent so many years missing her. The house they lived in, the house he last lived in before he passed, was a testimony of that love. They had spent time designing this house together. They came up with the floor plan, they came up with everything about it. And my grandfather, he built that house with his hands. And when she passed, he was never the same. He missed her so much. And as the years went by and he was alone without her, you could just see it. You could hear it in his voice. You could hear it in the things he talked about. He loved that house because he loved that woman. And he loved life because of that woman. And once she was gone, he was willing to keep going because apparently that's what his God wanted him to do. But he was ready to go home. He was ready to go find his wife again. And over the years his body failed. And it frustrated him to no end. Because he was so strong. In his prime, he was an ox. He was a small little ox. He was by no means a big man, but oh my word. His strength of character, of body, of stubborn will. I miss him. It's only been less than 12 hours, but I don't think he misses this place. As he grew older, my grandfather got more and more frustrated with his inabilities to do things that he used to be able to do. And I don't know what his final moments were like here on earth. I don't know what he experienced as he passed. But if the faith holds true, my grandpa is not in pain anymore. He's not in discomfort. And by golly, he is not lonely. I think Grandma was waiting for him. I think Grandma met him at the gates. And I think he reached out his hand. And for the first time in a long time, he felt every sensation. And I think he put his hand in hers for the first time in years. I think he met her at that gate, and he has clung to her with a ferocity and a strength he forgot he had. And I don't think he's sad. And I don't think he hurts. In fact, if anything, I bet he's a little disappointed in me for this. Because he's probably looking back down here just thinking, this silly boy here, in a room alone, talking to a camera, doesn't quite realize that it's not going to be all that long before I get to see him again too. My grandfather shaped me. Despite what I look like so I can be at work and professional, you know me outside of this look. The blue jeans and the boots. The cap. The love of being outside in the forest, in the woods, in the fields. My desire to be on my own. To have that moment of solitude, and my need, my absolute need for family to be so close. And the sheer and utter anguish of knowing that my grandfather, for the rest of the years of my life, will be just beyond my fingertips. And yet the comfort of knowing that this is exactly where he wants to be. And that there's something more. These are all his fingerprints on me. This is him having left this world, but having not left completely. Grandpa used to pray at dinner. Not at dinner, every meal. We couldn't even start breakfast without a prayer. There was always some version of the same prayer.
Father, we thank you for
And the way he said it and the tone of his voice.
time together.
They were always
Do your will.
a constant.
Be the ones we
The
pray
timbre,
for,
the
such
pitch.
as
These are sounds I'm never going to hear
Go
again.
and do your will. Forgive
In the
us
way
our sins.
that I did.
Ask forgiveness in Jesus' name. Amen.
I'm going to miss them. I don't know what's beyond that veil. I don't know what greets us on the other side of death. I don't know if I'm screaming into the void or if you can hear me. But in case you can, Grandpa, I'm sorry that I wasn't there more often. I'm sorry that life kept me 3 hours north so much of the time. I'm sorry that my life kept you separate from your great-granddaughters as much as they did, even though I know you loved every second that you shared with them, and that you wouldn't tell me that I'd done anything wrong. If you can hear me, I want you to know that I wish you'd had some more time with them. That they'd had more time with you. But they will know how much you loved them. Hey, Grandpa, if you can hear me, I want you to know I always meant it when I said And I said that I love you. I want you to know that I love you. And it was never an easy thing to say. It was always awkward to a degree. It just wasn't words that we shared. It just wasn't words you shared with anybody, really. It was just part of you. People knew, but it was never really said. But I meant it. I'm gonna miss you. I'm gonna miss you so much.
Remember that Jesus Christ always heals. However, he doesn't always heal now. The trumpet sounds, and the dead are raised in the twinkling of an eye, never to perish again. Corrupted bodies become incorruptible. Sickness will never again do its thing. The sterile smell of the operating room is no more. The elderly are given a new life that will never be stolen by the march of time. Every deaf ear is unblocked, and every damaged limb is repaired, and every blind eye sees. And the last enemy to be destroyed is death. And nobody cries except with the cry of joy.
My grandfather's name is Ray Derryberry. He lived and he died a Christian, an amazing man, steadfast and resolute, loving and devoted. I will miss him immensely.
Father, we thank you for this day, thank you for this food, thank you for this time together, thank you for all good things that come from thee. Be with the ones that pray for, especially these campers, be with us, help us to learn all and do your will. Keep us honest. Teach us to be humble and forgiving, ask forgiveness in His name. Amen.